They need a warm meal and they need a roof over their head. And we need to do it the best we possibly can. Because the reality is enforcement and compassion are not mutually exclusive. Actually, enforcement will be compassionate in some places, right? And these gentlemen all have great ideas, and it's very important to understand there are segments, right? So you would take a segment. The ones that are addicted to drugs, they have to be handled a certain way. We need to try to pull them through a program that will get them better, right? We can do that. The ones that have a mental illness, think about this. They need to be put in a home where they are safe to themselves and safe to you. It's okay. That's a compassionate thing to do. That's not bad. And you have to take a segment of ones that they mentioned, which are very, very smart. There are criminals on the street, so you need to treat them as criminals. But here's the really sad part. The fastest growing population of homeless are people that just can't afford to do anything else. Think about that. They've been making minimum wage. They thought that was a living wage. And now they can't even afford to live at that one. And especially in places like Los Angeles and so on and so forth. And many times they live where the climate is good just because they think that's where they can survive, right? So we have to be compassionate and humane. Just because they're homeless doesn't mean they're different than us, right? We can do both, but we have to make enforcement. Now, there is $27 billion that went to waste. And then we had an increase of over 30% in homelessness. That needs to be addressed. So we can take 10% of that $27 billion and we can reformat industries, we can reformat warehouses and turn them into, they're vacant now, let's turn them in a homeless shelter that actually has security so they're monitored at the same time while we put them back into a work program.